Hello everybody, my name is Chris, and I had a problem that a lot of people have with the Chrysler 300s, not just Chrysler 300s but other cars as well, where the vents will only blow, or the air will only blow out of the defrost, and it won't blow out of the front vents, which are here, won't blow out of the floors. Oh, it was only blowing out of the defrost. And so I had to go on a lot of forums. I didn't see any videos specifically getting to what the actual problem was. And so I tried a couple different things, and this is what I found to get it to work. Now, in case you're wondering, what your problem is your mode door actuator. And this is right here, hanging here, and it actually goes back up. Hard to see, but it goes way back inside of here, and it hooks to some vents that are right up inside of here. Okay, I don't know if you can see the vent right there. So the problem was I took the old actuator out and it wasn't turning at all, which I knew was a problem. So I checked the voltage to the line, and I was getting voltage to the connector, so I knew that wasn't a problem. But I had put in a new actuator, and the new actuator still wasn't turning. So looking online, one of the things that you want to make sure when you change these actuators is that, one, your battery is unplugged, okay? Which, if you come over here, it's enough just to disconnect the positive cable. Normally, I would disconnect the negative cable if I'm working on a car, but since it's kind of hard to get to, it's way down deep inside there on these cars, you want to go ahead and try just disconnecting the positive, which you're going to have to take the air filter assembly, air cleaner assembly off, which is really quick. It basically just disconnects from this hose. You know, this just sits right inside there. You'll find that it's just seated. So once you disconnect the lid, from there, which is that screw right here, just loosen that. This should pull right out of the hose, and then this whole assembly will just pull right out. It's just held on by some spacers. So disconnect the battery, and then another issue that you have to make sure you do is this connector here. It's going to be bolted in by 2 bolts, and it's going to sit right above the gas pedal. I saw a suggestion to unplug this connector and spray some WD-40 inside here and inside both sides of where this male to female adapter is. So disconnect this. You'll see, you can't miss it. It's just sitting right above, it's bolted up right above the gas pedal. Disconnect that, spray some WD-40, let it sit for a little bit, and you want your battery to be off for, well, I heard 30 seconds. I just left it off for about 15 minutes. So once I kind of wiped down any excess WD-40 that was on here, then I reconnected my battery, and got my finger in the way, sorry about that. So you're going to reconnect your climate control. This is called a dash bezel. So you're going to reconnect the climate control to the dash bezel. It's that connector there. Okay? Just connects right into the back. And then you test it. Now you notice, in order to get to that mode door actuator, I had to take my side panels off. Side panel off over here, and I removed the glove box and the casing for the glove box, just to make things a little bit easier to move around, get my hands in there. You're also, to get to the actuator, you're going to have to remove the tubes, the vent tubes on both sides, which are just held in by a clip. And then there's another vent tube, which both of those connect to. This tube here sits just inside, and it actually sits this way, just below the actuator. You know, so it's got 2 bolts that will hold it on, and it sits just below the actuator, So if you want to get that actuator out, you're going to have to remove this with a couple. It's bolts, and it just takes an 8mm socket to get any of these out, any of these bolts out. 8mm socket or an 8mm crescent wrench or open end wrench, because otherwise it's real tough to get to. So once I did all those things, new actuator plugged in. I had disconnected the battery at the time that I put this in, cleaned off those connectors that are underneath the gas pedal or just above the gas pedal. Now put the car on. You can hear the air is already blowing. Let's turn that down a little bit so you can hear me. So the air is already blowing. Now actually start the car, because I tried this just like this and I didn't see any movement. See, you should see some movement there when I push a button. Let's see if this moves. Nothing, right? So what I tried was, okay, actually start the car, and now you can see the actuator is moving. And that's what you need to know is working, is this motor here. So I have it set to the top vents, and it's set in top vents. If I put it on defrost, you see that it's going to readjust for the defrost. So now I know that's working, put everything back in, and this should redirect my airflow to wherever I want, to the floor, to the center, to anything I want. I hope this helps out, because this was really frustrating. Once again, this is for a 99 Chrysler 300M, and you know, give me some feedback if you got an easier way to do this. But this is what I found works, and I hope it helps some people out. You have a great day.